What's going on, y'all, and welcome on in. Today's video is going to be all about guild inheritance. It's finally here, guys. A lot of us have been waiting for this forever. It got delayed a few times, but it's finally here, and we did the day one. All we can do on the first day, we did that on stream earlier, so I'm going to share with you guys my first impressions, what we kind of learned, what my guild strategy is. Look at that zoom in on the new Vivian skin. That's awesome. And all that kind of good stuff. Just a basic guide. I'll give you guys a little glimpse as to we take things a little further in our guild right now, like assigning roles. But beyond all that, I'll just give you guys my basic take. And the most important thing is, boys, just be in an active guild. I'll get more in depth with details, tips, and tricks. But right now, just be in an active guild. Make sure you're with a guild that can communicate either through the in-game chat or through like Discord would be preferred. And that way you guys can plan out and organize and all that stuff. But none of that is necessary. Just make sure you're in a guild that's actually doing it, because the rewards will be worth it. And more than that, this is honestly just a really fun mode. I really enjoyed it. I think Smilegate did such a good job, especially those of you that like roguelike games. This is a really nice addition. Real fast before we start, once again, guys, if you watch any of my previous videos, this week we will be having Twitch drops, and we've definitely begun our Master Climb series. So if you're playing or stepping your toes into RTA, make sure you check out my first RTA video talking about finding your playstyle. Second, if you have a chance, stop by the live streams, and maybe I can get you an account review where we'll check out your RTA specific units, find out what you need to build, things like that. I do have a little bit of a queue, a line, but some days people don't show, and you never know, you might be able to get one. But yeah, stop by. And also Twitch drops will be active starting, I believe, on Thursday, so get some free leafs and gold while you're at it. Come support your boy, and I'd love to see you there. Alrighty, boys, without further ado, let's get started just talking about Guild War Inheritance, my first impressions, and then we'll slowly get into the more detailed talk. But you find it in your guild page here. Just click Battlefield, and now we have 3 sections up: Guild War World Boss and now Ancient Inheritance. It is a 2-week period. I'm not sure. I don't think Smilegate said yet if this is going to be like a permanently recurring thing or if it'll be coming back when they want. Hopefully, it will be like on the regular. That's what I really like, because I loved it. First day impressions, guys, is it was super fun. But regardless, you click in here and it's going to take you through a tutorial. Now, boys, I mentioned the intro, right? Make sure you're in an active guild. You don't have to do anything beyond that. You don't have to go into a mega sweaty guild. As long as you have active members that are just going in there, period, that's already the best start you can get. Now, I'll share with you some extra tips if you want to take your game a little bit further. But overall, the most important thing is just you have people ready. So if your guild is lacking, if they're not even coming back to check this out, if you're lacking members, maybe consider either trying to help recruit, or if you guys really want to, I might have a few spots left in some of our guilds. Reach out to me on Discord or during our live streams, and I'll come try and find you a spot with us, okay? So we click in, it's going to show us tutorial, and hopefully I have some footage of us just going through the process during the stream today. So as you go through the tutorial, Hoochie's going to guide you through on what exactly to do. But the first thing you're going to encounter is, I think, checking or finding your relic. Now, we can talk about this real fast, guys. Relics, think of the devices from the auto tower. They look very similar to that. They're going to power you up and provide you with different effects. Now, some of these I can already tell are way more powerful than others. Like, some feel like they're not very balanced. They're kind of underpowered. But for the most part, it's day one, guys. Kind of pick which one you think looks best to you. However, I will say, for example, I chose the Exploration Journal. It's a rare one. When using objects, increases Exploration XP, because during the Guild War Inheritance, your overall goal is to work with your guildmates to continually level up. Maybe you guys want to assign roles, meaning like, hey, this guy will be an explorer, this guy will be the fighter, and you can kind of cater towards what your objectives are with that being said. But if you just kind of want to explore all of it, try to pick some that are stronger than others. For example, there is one that I saw in my intro. Let me know if you guys get the same one, but I believe it said get 3 bonus exploration provisions, which is kind of your moving. This is the resource you use to move, fight, do everything pretty much. All your action points are in these exploration provisions, and one of the devices, or excuse me, relics, said get 3 more per day, which in the grand scheme of things, if I look here in the exploration tab and I check the info, we get at level 4, which I think is what I'm at. Yep, level 4. We get 54 per day. So having 3 bonus onto that doesn't seem that great. Now, I'm sure as we find more and more relics, guys, we'll be able to tell which ones are truly strong. And since it's day one, just pick what you want for the most part. But you can kind of give a quick glance at which ones might be overall the best, because these will be long-term for 2 weeks and you'll build upon them. They might also determine what kind of role you want to play in this Guild War Inheritance. Okay, so you've picked your relic, you've finished the first part of the intro, and you'll probably see some mobs some enemies that you can fight. Let me put up the gameplay footage of us taking these on. This is the next important tip I want to share with you guys, you're going to want to specialize in a class. So how this works is your character level, your exploration level, you're going to be able to build up class levels. What does that mean? If I show you this screen here, guys, the class enhancement page, each separate subcategory of classes, you guys know these, warrior, knight, thief, ranger, mage, and soul weaver, you'll be able to specialize. And as you can see here, my enhanced heroes, all these warriors are going to get these bonus effects, and this is huge. Remember, we're building upon our progress, and we want to level this up. Think of it as a separate game under E7, where this is going to be separate stats. So before I delve further into this class enhancement, here's a few tips and tricks we learned today. Number one, your stats will kind of be normalized. I don't know the exact statistics, and I don't really care too much about it, but essentially think of it like this. Your stats are kind of normalized, and everyone sort of, even if you're a 3-star hero, you kind of get brought up to a similar fashion, and then from there you improve by class levels and class enhancements. The biggest impacts, though, that you can kind of alter the gameplay with are your set bonuses as well as your artifacts, and these are huge, guys. So for me, warriors is my main suit. I'm a bruiser player. I have so many warriors, and bonus thing with the warriors, since they're all kind of self-sustaining, a lot of them have built-in lifesteal, or we can just gear them up with lifesteal and Sigurd's Scythe. So like I said, the set bonuses are amazing. Anyone that could wear lifesteal set, I slapped it on. Anyone that could use Sigurd's Scythe, I slapped that on. And then 2-piece set, we put on crit chance, because in the beginning, if you can see here, my class warrior level is 4, and I have 45% crit chance base now for these units. However, before that, guys, you started, I believe, at like 15% base, so you're going to be missing a ton of crit chance or critical hits, which you can help supplement by using crit set bonuses. Now, don't go too crazy, especially if you're low on gold. Don't need to min-max this too much, but if you do want to do well, you can have those extra tips and tricks, like I said, altering your gear sets and altering your artifacts. However, don't worry about awakening, leveling to 60. All of that will kind of be normalized. You do get a little bit of a stat bonus, but I think it's not enough to actually care or invest, you know, your hard-earned time onto just min-maxing a few stat bonuses. Just worry about the sets and just worry about the artifacts overall. So bringing it back to the class enhancements, and you're going to get these just through leveling. So exploring, fighting, those will all give you exploration XP, which you can then convert into class enhancement every time you level. But you also will find random objects across the map that could potentially power up or give you a choice of class level up. As you can see here, my ranger class is also level 3, and I never did that manually, boys. These were all found either through some objective on the map or like a random event. Remember, I said this is very roguelike elements to this sort of game mode. But like when you do choose your class, I really recommend warrior. I would just try to avoid knights and soul weavers. You want to have units that can do damage and kind of carry fights. So thieves, mages, and rangers can all be good. Warriors to me are the best because they kind of bring the best of all worlds. They're naturally tanky. A lot of them, like I said, have built-in lifesteal. But just choose whichever you want. Just make sure it has your best units, and make sure you focus on that archetype. Because if you spread out too many different types of units, guys, I'm not sure how tough the bosses will be on later, but I assume it's better to focus on a specific 1 or 2 classes, in my opinion. The reason I say avoid knights and soul weavers is because of right now, I don't think soul weavers are super necessary. And on top of that, the knights, especially with the way the stat bonuses work, they feel very, very weak in the grand scheme of this kind of mode. The stats just don't really favor them. Their skills aren't really enough, and we don't really need the extra mitigation or tankiness, at least when fighting the early mobs. Maybe that'll change as we go on, but my early recommendation is warrior number 1, and if you really want, you can choose thief, ranger, mage as your main if you prefer those, or choose them as like a backup, like I'm doing warrior ranger mostly. But just make sure you follow the give them good set bonuses and give them good artifacts. That's about it for the class enhancements. So let's quickly cover let's talk about the different objectives on the map just real fast. You'll discover these as you go, and anytime you do see them on the map, guys, you can just click view. So these are just basic treasure chests. There will be devices that you get bonuses when you open them, and they always contain a random goodie, which can be items that you can take outside of this. Like I found some catalysts, which I can use for the main game. The rest will be just inside the mode. So this will be your level up, your XP, and I'm assuming the ancient dream shards will be a currency that we can just exchange. I'll try to find that here in a little bit. But like for this resting tent, it gives us some bonus exploration provisions, which I told you earlier is your main action point currency. It's how you move, it's how you fight, it's how you do everything, find rewards. And then this right here is the relics chest. So this will give you a guaranteed relic, which you'll have 3 on the screen, I think, and you get to choose whichever one you want the most. This one is very powerful. This will give you a level up for the class, and it'll show the class at the bottom of the statue. This one, of course, was for ranger. And one more thing to note, guys, and I'll probably make an advanced guild inheritance guide, but as you can see here, this says number of guild uses 1 times left. So you might want to leave this to maybe the more ranger focused players in your guild, or you might want to leave this for the people that are going to be focused on fighting, because I'll just go ahead and show it right here. I mentioned earlier that you can get a little bit more advanced or a little more sweaty with it, so big shout out to my guildmate Hoyoyo, aka Drac. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. I don't want to show too much here because I didn't ask him permission, but this is what he's kind of been showing us in our guild notice. We're choosing roles. We have fighters, explorers, and I believe the cleanup crew, which I fell under because I came in late. But as you can see here, guys, remember I said the class roles were limited in terms of that ranger statue. Sometimes if you want, you can assign roles or have people pick roles. So you have people hardcore focus on exploring. You have people focus on rangers. Those might be your fighters. So make sure you save some of those statues. But as you can see here, we have sort of we're not trying to be competitive with it or anything, but this is a mode we've been really looking forward to. So just an example of if you guys wanted to take it to the next step, you know, organize a little bit. Maybe that's your job, guys. Those of you watching will organize your guild and figure out roles and things. That way you make it a little bit more fun, more cohesive. Everyone feels like they're doing their job and has a strict idea on what they should be focusing on, right? But this is just a quick example of kind of what we're lining out, and I'll share more of those details with you as the weeks progress. But right now, day 1, just have fun with it. Make sure you're an active guild, and just keep note of these things. Like these have certain limits on like this ranger statue. Oops, I didn't mean to leave there. Let's go over just a few more items here. So this is the Tome of Knowledge that just gives straight up XP. And this last but not least, we have a teleportation megalith, which says after you kill the warden, which is in the center stage here, at least for stage 1, we can use these teleportation tools to go across the map. I think they do use up some exploration provisions, so I don't think they're free, but they will give you quick access across to pick up anything you might have missed out on or to help out guild mates where they need it. So in closing, guys, I'll just recap what we learned. Make sure you're in an active guild. Make sure you play every single day and use up all your resources, bonus points if you want to figure out a role for yourself. You don't have to organize with your entire guild like I showed you there. You don't have to assign like explorer roles, fighter roles, unless you want to. But bonus, if you can, start figuring out what class you want to focus on. That way, as you move forward, pick up relics, pick up class enhancements, you can start focusing on which ones you want to specialize. And then if you want to be more of a fighter, you're going to go towards more of the class enhancement statues. If you want to be more of an explorer, make sure you just pick up any devices that benefit you. I think there is one, like a device that gives you bonus XP just by moving. Things like that, guys. Try to develop early. That way, as the weeks progress, as the days progress, you're able to really, really specialize and become a huge, huge benefit to your guild and maybe even carry. So overall, let me know what y'all thought, guys. I'll roll some footage here as we close. Other tips, of course, set bonuses and artifacts, insanely important. Everything else, don't really worry too much about the stats. You can even use 3 stars, and awakened, unawakened units still work, as per my guildmate said. And yeah, just have fun with it, guys. I think this is such a really, really, really fun mode. Let me know what you guys think of it so far. I loved fighting. We did 1v3s. Hopefully I showed some ML Ken solo, some Rem solo, Ravi solos. It's just, we have an opportunity to use new units, explore new things, and finally have some content that we can work together with our guilds. So big kudos to Smilegate. They did take a while to bring it out, but it's finally here, and I imagine having a lot of fun with this as time progresses. I'm already having fun with it day 1, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Let me know if you have any extra questions, and if y'all really want, I'll bring out a more advanced guide talking about the roles and things we learn as the next days progress. But so far, we're capped on how much we can move, and this is all we can check out so far. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.